Alright, apparently that stopped the recording, but we should have more or less what the vibe is going to be. I think this is better just because, like, there's a decent frame shot. You know? Oh, shit. You know, if I want to go crazy with this, I'd probably just get... You know what I'd do? I'd probably get a better microphone for in the house, right? I'd get a better microphone, and what I'd do is better microphone for in the house, and then I'd take the Razer out here, and I would get a USB hub, okay? And I'd set up the phone. Anytime I'm driving, I'd have a stand for it, and I'd plug it in, and it would plug into a powered USB hub that would go to the microphone. We'd have really good audio. Now, here's the thing. All of that is still less work than just adding some music in post-production, right? 'Cause I ain't editing shit. Not interested. Delicious. Okay, we're gonna start the car. I'm going to do a little window scraping. Alright. We still have life. I'll let this warm up for a second. I love how the Razzle Dazzle sticker, because it's mirrored, shows up. That's pretty good. Picking up a burrito today. I'm gonna stop the tobacco connection though. 35. Do I have to take the interstate? I hate doing that. I promise you I hate it because it's like, I don't know, I feel like, you know what? I could use the iPhone as my car's entertainment system. That could work. Argue about what levels of transparency I want to have for this, because here's the thing. We've got a couple of different points today. I don't think I need to be like completely transparent about every little tiny aspect of my life on a public platform. I don't think that's the purpose of this. So there will be a couple of things that I keep to myself. But like, oh wait, I think it's healthy to get some of the things that I would normally be able to talk about, just the inner monologue, out for people to listen to as entertainment, or for just me to listen to later. Or let's say I die in a car wreck. I think my grandma has a really good idea about this, where it's like, what if I die? It'd be pretty cool to have something to leave behind, right? Not saying that's the plan, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is the 13 reasons, right? I don't think that'll be a case. And here's the thing too, I have actually, we can bury things in plain sight, and the reason for that is that, in order, I think for someone to really dig deep enough through these to find anything potentially embarrassing, they'd have to dig through a lot of hours of stuff, right? And I really just don't think I'm that interesting. Maybe I have my moments, but I don't think I'm worth that amount of time. Maybe I'm wrong. But here's the thing, if I am worth that amount of time, okay? If I am worth that amount of time, then by the time the person gets to the embarrassing thing, it'll have proper context within everything else that's going on. So we cook a little bit, and the risk is actually pretty low of getting humiliated by something that I say online, right? Yeah, I could be very fucking wrong about all of that. Oh boy. This will, for anyone of my family, especially Grandma, if you're watching, yes, I say the F word. I try to use all terms available within my vernacular in order to describe most accurately, hopefully, what it is that I'm thinking about. So, the issue, I think, if we're talking about offensive language, is that offensive language does require a second party. If we go back to biblical terms, and I'm not a scholar in that area, but I do know, I could be wrong about this, but if you see this, we can talk about it. But I do, from what I understand, what the Bible says about, verbiage, the types of words that a person should use. Don't take the Lord's name in vain, which I do that sometimes. I should probably quit doing that. That's one where it's not really necessary. In those terms, saying, oh my Lord, would be tantamount, if not worse, than saying the F -- word. Because there's actually, you're just throwing that name around. You're just throwing the creator of the universe's name around. Probably not very respectful, right? However, the F word or the SH word, any of these other ones, they're just crude. They're unrefined, but I think they're fine to use. But the part of this is that I think, from what I understand that the Bible says about this, if we're using that as our moral standpoint here, it's pretty good advice. It more says, instead of just saying, instead of just don't use those words, there's an extension to this, but I'll finish my first point. Instead of just saying, don't use those words, it's about the context of the people that you're talking to, right? So if you are around people who find those words offensive, no matter what the word is, sure thing. This goes for all words spoken. If you're talking to someone, it's respectful. It's important to do your best not to offend or hurt them as you're talking, right? And we don't always know what will offend a person, but once we find out, it's kind of our duty not to, it's polite not to offend them with the words that we use. Now, the caveat, and the reason I'm going to say kind of whatever I want within this, is because this is my environment, this is my territory, this is my sort of journal that a person's reading, and people choose to come in here. I'm not not proposing this as something, I'm actually questioning whether or not I should send these to people. It's like people choose to come here and hear what I have to say. If they're offended, then it's like, well, just don't go watch that movie then. So I guess we can do a disclaimer. You'll hear pretty much anything that I'm comfortable sharing in a pseudo-public way described how I would think about it in my own mind, in my own private mind, to a certain extent. I'm not going to be... Oh, gosh. Okay, thanks, dude. Okay. See, oh my gosh, we did it. Yeah, and the thing is, the reason there's an extension that I said I'd come back to on this, and I think the extension is that while a person could have a potentially damaging verbiage that may be hurtful to another person, and they shouldn't, let's say they avoid saying those things out loud to people that might, that they might hurt, that's all good. But, the body, the mind that I'm living inside of as well, if we're going to use, the soul vehicle theory of what a human being is, it's also important not to damage God's property here. This is a rental. It's going to return back to the earth. I'm just driving it for, 80, 90, 100 years if I'm lucky. So don't damage the rental either, and that means don't say things that are like objectively. If there's a context to an offensive word that you're using and it's not in a way that's damaging to your own mind or my own mind, I think it's fine to use it. However, like negative self-talk, not so good. Don't damage the rental. Don't create synaptic passageways of thinking that, let's say another soul inhabited this body tomorrow, I'd probably want to leave it pretty okay. And we're talking about, if life is just an organization of things, and how much the organization is lost when we pass on, when our soul leaves the body, we leave an imprint, like a thumbprint of all that data, how the mind is still wired, if you will, is still kind of left behind. So I think it's kind of fair to say, like, what you leave behind when you leave, it's probably the right thing to do to try and leave something good for another person. I'm not saying someone else is going to animate your body and live inside of it, but the reflections of who you are, the ripples that come outward from the behavior that a person has, and that's dependent on a lot of this self-talk and how a person treats themselves. All of those reverberations impact the world around the person too. So, that being said, I think the word fuck is fine. I don't think saying the word fuck to someone who does not like the word fuck is fine. I also think saying I'm a fucking loser, not the best, depending on how it's meant. Most of the time it's, I don't know if it's really positive. Sometimes it is. I mean, if I'm feeling like I'm king of the world, maybe I need to hear that I'm a loser. And there could be a case for that to be positive, but most of the time, the negative self-talk creates a lot of problems. I think there's like a mini butterfly effect there, I think. The attitudes are contagious kind of idea. So, that covers the verbiage of the channel. I encountered as I was walking out today 2 pages of our lease and a piece of cardboard taped to the wall on my way out. It was posted to everyone. It's like, holy shit, we need like a group chat or something, because if this is how we're communicating, maybe the impetus is on me, but the point is, like, I saw that and they circled the quiet time and they circled loud talking, and the piece of cardboard just said, read your lease. And I'm like, okay, who's talking loud at past 10 p.m.? That might be me. Alright. Message heard. Here's the thing, you can slip a note under my door too. People don't got very good communication skills. This guy's probably a coward, and I hate dealing with cowards. I've been a coward sometimes. Like, it goes both ways. In my opinion, and you know, the world doesn't have to bend to my will and operate the way I think it should, but just an idea. If it is me, and maybe it's not, and this is the thing, but if it is me, I feel like it's a situation where I could be wrong. That's always understood. Most of the time I am wrong, just a little bit less each time I come up with an opinion. We adapt. But I could be wrong, but what about a little note under the door? If it is me, a little note under the door says, hey man, I didn't know if you were aware, when you talk late at night, it's a little loud and it's disturbing to some other people. You're talking loud during quiet time, can you keep it down? Okay? And if that solves the problem, which now, I mean, you know, it might not. If that solves the problem, great. You know? But then if it doesn't, then you can post in a public forum. Or you can contact the lease owner, or the lease owner, the landlord, and be like, hey, I tried to tell this guy, like, to keep it quiet. He's violating the lease in this way. It's disturbing. It's annoying. Can you please talk to him? You know, and then we can get down to, like, talking some business if I'm not going to be cool, right? But instead of doing that and facing the issue, the person's just kind of saying, oh, just so you guys know, we all gotta stay quiet during quiet time. I feel like that's a really weird way to go about it, because here's the thing, here's the ambiguity here. If I knew I was like yelling and making a racket late at night, the thing is I don't think I am, but I don't know. Because I don't know how much my voice carries. I do have a voice that carries. So I'm gonna have to investigate that, you know. If I'm causing a disturbance, I'm not really allowed, I think, to criticize the way in which the disturbance is being dealt with. Like, I am the problem here, if that's the case. And so I think what I need to do is, you know, I hate solving these problems. It's a pain in the ass, because I think the real solution is to be like, hey guys, here's, you know, a whiteboard. I don't want to give them my whiteboard, but I could do it. Communication board. Like, stop fucking hanging, you know, pieces of cardboard on the wall. There's so many pieces of cardboard that I think they're like sections of like 6-packs. You know, that kind of like thin cardboard. They aren't even like tastefully cut out. There's no craftsmanship here. And like, he's just writing with a Sharpie like, hey, here's the rules. It's like, man, I really don't respect it. So it's just sad. It's like, buddy, let's, you know, it puts me in a position to where I have to put in a lot more effort. Oh, sorry, man. A lot more effort, and that's just annoying. Yeah, we might have to definitely need a new place to live. Running tobacco connection, make sure we're topped off and ready for work. I'm gonna leave this on. I'll be right back. returned. Package secured. Got 10 minutes before work. I wish I would have had the burrito. The thing is, I mean, it's a $20 a week expense. So imagine a subscription for $80 a month, where you get a burrito every day you go to work. It's not very good. These are the types of problems. We got to talk about money, because this is one of the several issues I have. Make sure I have. That'll work. Yeah, lots of stuff to cover. And I think, me personally, main reason for the channel, I might be, I don't know how much I put into the Myers-Briggs, but this idea of extroverted thinking, where a person, processes information by talking about it, might be one of those. And just a greater than zero chance that is one of my main modes of processing information. So if I'm not talking, a lot of things I'm just not really working through. So yeah, with the sound issue, I'm going to be a little bit more aware of it. The problem is, I just don't know how much I respect, putting a note on the wall. I don't want to disempower people. I don't want to be contemptuous. But it's just not the way. Post it on my door if I'm the issue. As far as I know, I haven't been causing any disturbances. But maybe I just gotta be a little quieter. I don't know. I don't think I'm any louder than like a quiet TV. I don't have a good metric for the decibel levels that I'm producing. So that's why I'm thinking, I don't even know if it's me. But yeah, I'll figure out how to do this. There's probably a happy medium where I just adjust. The person didn't leave his phone number, it's not like it says, hey, I'm from number 10, you guys want to keep it down. I think it's the number 10 guy, to be honest with you. He's very much like basic annoying Gen Xer. I'm not saying all Gen Xers are bad. My dad's pretty alright. It's not a generational hate thing. But he's got that, like, everything that people don't like about people in this age group, he has all of those things. Comes off that way. It's like, man, I really don't even want to talk to you. He's got no manners. Walking around without his shirt off. I wonder if that's a thing too. That's the lawyer side of me. If there is one, it's kind of like we're talking about leases. You're gonna come after me for this. Like if that's how we're playing it. Because if the guy's like, hey, you're being a little bit loud late at night, could you please keep it down? I'm all about that. I don't want to disturb anyone. And I say this again, just so not knowing if it's me. Oh no. It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be busy as hell. What are we doing? Oh, we're delivering mail. Okay, my bad. Okay, what is it? Okay. Taking your spot. Turn or like, how is there traffic in the fucking parking lot? Please, someone move. Holy moly. All right, guys, what are we doing? You gonna go? All right, there you go. Goodness gracious, I'm going. I get easily frustrated by the processing speed of some people. I'm going to make it very clear. I'm sure they're valuable people. It's just, you know, speed it up on the decision making just a little bit. Like, I don't think we have to bring out a 10 key to run the pros and cons of whether or not you should turn left when everyone else is literally at a standstill. You know, get out of the way. Goodness gracious. Alright. We made it. We made it. It is a good day for hay. I think I'm going to park a little closer. I think I'm okay doing this. Okay. I like this little USMC. What is that? Is that a... Oh, RAV4? It's not, I don't think. I don't know what kind of... Oh, it is a Toyota. I think that's an old RAV4. It's a cute little guy. I love that little car. Oh my gosh. I like the older RAV4s. Alright, let's comb my hair. Might give me a reason to leave a little bit earlier, just because now I can pop this onto YouTube, you know, and get this rolling. Alright, wish me luck at the garden today. We'll be back on it tonight for the ride home. I hope you all have a safe Black Friday.